I joked with Bill yesterday that this was like asking to speak at the public library in Lakehurst, New Jersey, the night the Hindenburg landed. People's attention drawn other places. But thank you all for being here. Also, I was going to try to turn my 5 minutes over to a prosecutor from Arizona. But I couldn't find one that did environmental prosecution. I'm here to talk about, symbolically, what Mike's pulled up on the screen. And that is that here in Ohio, we have an air nuisance law. And it says that any material, and it doesn't use a lot of fancy science words, but any material, fumes, and other very easy to understand words that interfere with your life, no matter what the permit says of the facility, violate the Ohio air nuisance provision. And of course, you've got government enforcing this provision. And not only is it in every air permit in Ohio, it's an Ohio law, and it's in the state implementation plan, which means it can actually be enforced in federal court. So this is not something that just slipped through. It's been around for years. And there's a number of places in Ohio, this is from one of them, where the local air agency and the Ohio EPA have managed to miss the fact that these kinds of fairly obvious visible emissions, this is from August of this year, come from a discernible place that has air permits. It's a particular facility that I'm not going to name because there's many in Ohio like this. This is one we have in federal court right now. And so there's pollution. So why am I bringing this up on election topics? Well, you've got two people running for Attorney General of Ohio. The Attorney General of Ohio is responsible for enforcing Ohio law. But their client is the Ohio EPA. The Ohio EPA is a function of who is governor of Ohio. So you've got two elected offices that are responsible for allowing this kind of thing to interrupt and continue to interrupt the lives of regular people. This happens to be in a rural setting, plenty of non-rural settings. So who you elect and who we allow to be elected for governor and for attorney general are extremely important to whether people need to hire private lawyers, and we can do like one case when there are literally hundreds out there across Ohio. And there aren't a lot of lawyers doing what we do in this part of the country, or in the country at all, because what we do is enforce the federal law. And this happens to be also federal law because of that state implementation plan thing I told you about. There are communities all over Cincinnati that have obvious and more subtle versions here in Cincinnati, but go around the state. Rural areas that voted, maybe unlike Hamilton County. So what other election opportunities are there? Well, we have two congressional representatives. And the Congress, some of the greatest success I've had in my younger days was going and telling things to the Congress and creating a situation where the federal government might be interested. The Nuclear Power Station issue was a great example of that, where we trotted off and talked to the Congress, Modi Udall's committee, and that created a kind of interest that drew some truth out of the National Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Well, the EPA works the same way. If there was a Congress, if we had two representatives, or even one representative, who even cared about anything like this, who would be interested in anything like this, then we could have hearings if they took over that branch, the House, for example. We could have House hearings on this. We can't change the executive branch policies directly, but congressional oversight over what the executive branch is critically important. So there's two people running that are in the out party, and there's two people running who are in the in party. And you have to decide and go out and get your friends to decide what we're going to allow to happen, because this is a tax. But this tax bill comes due later. I love, my favorite pollution cases are visible. Over the years, I've been lucky to put in front of courts highly visible pollution. But a lot of pollution is invisible. What you can't see, Mike can zoom in on the top of this plume, and this dirty, ugly stuff, which you can see, is something called particulate matter 2.5, PM 2.5. And we have these people with monitors now trying to monitor PM 2.5 because you can't see it. But it's the stuff that goes way down in your lungs, and it accumulates way down in your lungs, and what's what they call subclinical. And meaning it doesn't, until it manifests in disease, there's no checkup a doctor can give you. This, when kids with asthma, as lots of kids that live within this plume that you're looking at that particular day have asthma, very young kids while they're developing, extraordinarily dangerous, old people, etc. So that's the tax bill when those children die from asthma, have very difficult hospitalizations. That's what's at stake, and it's very much at stake in this local election. Governor, Attorney General, in both congressional districts.